Okay, I got the tit sweats going. Oh, hi! It's me, Wilma Fingerdew, and I'm Untucked! I hope you are too. Also a little sweaty, I don't mind telling you. Seriously. So grab yourself a cocktail. I'm still sucking on these Dubonnet and gin cocktails. They're delish. You get used to them. They're not, it's not the first thing I'd ask for at a bar, but I don't mind finishing a night off with one of these. I'm so serious. So, this week's Untucked. Well, the safe girls retired to the Untucked Lounge where they were all thrilled to be safe, but none more than Aiden Zane. Because not only was she in the safe group, but she was actually in the top group. Rue had separated the 5 girls off the top, and they were the best of the group, Sherry Pie being the winner. But they were all, so Aiden Zane was in the top this week. She was thrilled, and so she should be. Because she's really clawing her way up, and I think that's what's really bothering people like Britta. Of course, I think I was the only queen that was complimenting Aiden in the theater of her mind, because once the other girls all congratulated Sherry Pie on her second win of the season, they immediately started to dump on Aiden and her lack of effort or whatever. They couldn't believe that some of the girls that were in the bottom out there were in the bottom in spite of her, that she was seen as better than some of these girls. I think particularly it was Britta. Britta seemed to be the one that they were all kind of like, I can't believe you beat Britta to come in here. And I have to say, that's the problem with a lot of these queens. They read their own mail. Do you know what I'm saying? They're listening to their own press. They believe what people say about them. And they don't realize that there's work involved. They have to make an effort for people to like them and to be interested in what they're doing. You can't just show up. You just showed up and expected people to like you. It'd be Donald Trump. Now again, I just want to voice this opinion. I don't understand why the girls are getting all up in Aiden's business on whether she should be in the top or the bottom. I mean, if I thought that a queen was not as good as me, and they were beating out other people that I thought were contenders, then I'm going to think, good for you, you're getting rid of the competition because I know I can take you out. And I wouldn't bother them. I wouldn't necessarily be their best friend, but I wouldn't go out of my way to be mean or weird or judgy or critical. And all of these queens seem to be very, very critical of Aiden, especially when it's not their job. It's not RuPaul's Contestants Race. It's RuPaul's Drag Race. RuPaul picks it. RuPaul says you stay, you go. And if she doesn't like you, well, then try harder or change. Just think. But regardless of how these queens came at her, I have to say, once again, I'm very impressed with Aiden Zane's ability to stand up for herself. Without raising her voice, without getting confrontational, without coming off as threatened, she absolutely stands her own ground and meets these queens point by point at every turn. Here's to you, Aiden. Good for you. I'm so serious. Widow Von Du was too caught up in her own problems to worry about Aiden Zane or anyone for that matter, because she felt that she had kind of steamrolled Nikki Doll again in their scene. But at least Gigi was nice to point out to her that she also felt bad that she had pushed Nikki into that role. So if there was anyone to blame, I think that these two queens could certainly share it, say. Of course, all the queens were just shocked that Britta landed in the bottom this week, which, in my opinion, just goes to show you that there's a lot of talent in the cast this year. And then there's Aiden Zane. I like Aiden. And then the rest of the queens entered the lounge. And by the way they were grabbing cocktails, you could tell it hadn't gone well out there. Once they shared all the information with the safe queens, they were shocked to hear that Nikki Doll had nominated herself. Who does that? You could see them all sitting there going, oh, she gone. Heidi, on the other hand, was not surprised that she landed in the bottom, but Britta Filter was fuming. She was all kinds of put out over this decision by the judges. And what made it absolutely uncomfortable and unattractive to me was the way she kept literally talking about Aiden without naming her. I mean, even gesturing, not looking at her, not saying, but gesturing to her, literally saying everything to her. that some queens are this, some queens are that. And I just have to say, this was another nail in Britta's unattractive coffin. Do you know what I mean? It was like, oh, you are just... Oh, you're a bad loser. You are a bad competitor. Oh, I wonder if she does pageants. I bet you if she does pageants, that nobody gets in her way or walks downstairs in front of her. I'm just saying. All I have to say is well done to Aiden Zane for sticking up for herself. I'm so seriously. She really does that well. Just saying. And God bless Heidi for calling out those other queens for ganging up on poor Aiden Zane. God bless her. I mean, she makes a good point. It's not their job to say whether a queen's in the top or bottom or agree with the judges. All they can do is, she's safe, accept it, move on. God bless Heidi. Seriously. Personally, I was a little shocked that the queens were insulted by being accused of picking on Aiden. I'm so serious. But then Heidi's outburst did seem to release some tension and calm the other queens down. Just saying. Well, everyone but Britta, who continued to gnash her teeth and spew her venom quietly off to the corner in front of Gigi and Jan. Okay. Nikki and Heidi had a very sweet and supportive moment with each other before all the queens returned to the runway, where it was revealed that Heidi and Nikki were in the bottom and that Nikki this week sashayed away. You know, I'm so sorry that Nikki's going this soon, because I have to say, I don't have a problem with a look queen. I don't have a problem with a look queen who looks as good as Nikki did. And a lot of her outfits were really good. I'm not saying that Gigi won't give me all of that, but there was something foreign, Parisian of Nikki. And I, for one, am going to miss her. Je suis si sérieux. I did that wrong. Sérieux? Je suis si sérieux. So we're now down to 10 queens. Next week, it's the Snatch Game. I'm so excited. I hope that you are taking care of yourself out there in the COVID-19 ravaged world. I hope you're social distancing. I hope that you're self-isolating as much as you can. I mean, I know that there are at some point you go a little stir crazy. I get it, but we're doing this for the greater good, and it shouldn't be too much longer. I have some more videos coming up. I'm working on stuff now that I'm kind of housebound. I'm working on more stuff, so it'll all be up soon. And I'm sorry for any and all delays. And don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Figured Do Review. And until next week, miss me. Mwah. Seriously, Jorge.